Hey guys, Girl Key, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about the Judgment Day. Now, when I say the Judgment Day, I mean everybody involved basically in this Judgment Day story. And first off, I feel like there's this conversation on Rhea's booking, and although she is booked to be strong a lot of times, she also isn't booked to be invincible. You know, I think a lot of people have said that her booking is an issue, and I agree. I agree that her booking makes it kind of harder to have her lose and look good on both ends. You know, because with Rhea losing to Liv in the way she lost, it was good until Monday, until when she's running away, until Dom, the reasonings for Dom betraying is stupid, But Rhea, her booking, there is openings for her to lose. Like with Nia Jax, there was an opening for her to lose multiple times. And kind of the same way when it came to Becky, but that also is like, they are the 1 in a million type of wrestlers. So when it comes to the regular roster, it's kind of harder, but that makes sense because Rhea was the champion. I also will say that her issue, the booking with her being strong, is also a problem with the women's division in itself. There isn't many people in that women's division that are given that they're getting put into a lot. Like, a lot of times the women just who's gonna lose and who's gonna win. And that's the biggest issue. But when it came to Rhea, I feel like there's always going to be that person in the locker room that's booked strong and the strong person. And that's just wrestling to begin with. Now, we're going to go into Finn Balor and Liv Morgan. Now, those two being in an alliance because of their history makes sense. But imagine if you didn't really know that they had history. Imagine that you just started wrestling a year. You're like, okay, why would he choose to Liv? I feel like there kind of has to be a little bit more backstory on how Liv was welcomed into the Judgment Day so easily. Because Finn's biggest problem seems like it was with Damien, not with Rhea. And I guess, sure, if you're looking to betray your people, that's fine. It makes sense. But at the same time, it's like the reasonings are lacking. Mainly with Dominik's reasons. It just fell flat. And I feel like when you're writing something, when you're writing a feud, you don't need the reasonings to be dumb at all. You need to make it make sense so we're more invested into the story. And honestly, we are at that part of wrestling where storylines do matter. It don't matter. It does matter. Let me kind of clean it up. It's less on. No, it's better for you to have a good story and a good match in your pairs. Because when you see the AJ Styles match and the Cody Rhodes match, that lead up for the first time, it was like, okay, why are we doing this? But then when you got into the match with him, you felt that excitement. But what led up to it didn't make you want to tune into the match. And that's like so important. You got to have things to make sense all the way for all parts of the story. Because honestly, I'm ready for Dom to get beat up. There's no sympathy towards Dom in this situation. Because there's no need for me to give sympathy because it doesn't make sense. Also, it just doesn't help his character as a whole. Like, the reasons don't make sense, so he is not able to get to a higher level of character development because you're not making sense. In the story, Liv and Rhea and Damien, JD, Finn, even kind of Carlito, they're given a higher point into their storylines. But Dom, you're looking like an idiot. Dominik is looking like an idiot. And I'm sorry for all those Dominik stands out there. I feel bad for y'all because y'all just fighting a losing battle right now because it's not working. And Finn acting like there's no leaders makes no sense because you're acting like a leader. You sitting out Carlito. You sent out JD. And You knew what was going to happen with the both of them. You cannot tell me that you've been around this dude for a year or some change and you didn't think, oh, they're most definitely going to do this to Finn. Like, bro, you knew. You knew it. And honestly, that whole reasoning of Damien acting like he's the leader, first off, granted, the reason because you got screwed over, that's a good reasoning. For Finn, that's a great reasoning. And my thing is, you lying and waiting, it does kind of make you seem like a coward. So the fact that you run away from Damien kind of makes sense to me. In my opinion, the cowardice is kind of already kind of there when you stab somebody in the back. You're not willing to do it in front of their face. So I don't really hate the fact that he runs out. It's more so when Liv does it, because she's supposed to be the head of this division. And she is ignoring the women's division as the champion. It's like, makes no sense. And I feel like the only reason in the wrestling world that Zelina Vega and her got into a fight was because of Dom. So again, you're not running this division at all. You're not really being a women's champion. But let's go back to Finn. Finn acting as if there's no leader. Fine. But you're acting like a leader. You're calling the shots. You're in the middle of every time they're doing a pose, you're in the middle of it. You also are not willing to stick your neck out for your other team, because when Carlito was getting south of heaven, you were on the end. You could have ran in and helped. JD, again, you could have came in and helped. You know, you could have did that, but you didn't. And honestly, Damien acting like he was, I feel like when Rhea left, he would have did that anyway without the belt. But also Damien saying that he didn't need the Judgment Day was not a slight at the Judgment Day. It was more so for everybody else on the roster as the heavyweight champion. Like, if you're a champion, you do not really, your first time on this big championship, you don't really want people to look at you differently, especially where Damien comes from in his story. He wants to prove that he deserves to be there. And honestly, saying that he don't need the Judgment Day, the Judgment Day needs him, was not necessarily wrong, because that wasn't your muscle. You kind of need your muscle. But also, in the moments where Damien kind of got overheated, he came to apologize. And I think when you, in relationships, you're going to be upset at people, but you coming to apologize just makes you look better. And honestly, it's just not looking good for them, because at this point, I think everybody wants them to win. But I feel like in a story of betrayal on this level, it needs to be kind of, you need to see both sides. In a oh, I understand what you did. I'm kind of rooting for y'all too. Oh, Terror Twins, y'all got betrayed. I'm rooting for y'all. I feel like in a story like this, you kind of want to be, you need to kind of wonder what side, not wonder, you kind of want to be like, I don't know which side to kind of root for, because you both have great points. But in this story, you're not worried about the old, I don't know what to call them. You're not really rooting for the Judgment Day because they look stupid. They look stupid, and calling them street trash, he having that name out in the world saying that was a possibility to call this new group street trash is insanity to me. It's insanity. It's because nobody, like, what? That makes no sense to me. Like, I hated that. And honestly, Carlito is a great match, but I feel like I miss when R-Truth was in the Judgment Day. Like, this would never have happened if R-Truth was in the Judgment Day. Like, obviously would never happen, and that was their biggest mistake, kicking R-Truth out of the Judgment Day. It's a shame. But thank you for watching my video. Please let me know how y'all feeling about this Judgment Day story, because for me, I'm just ready for, it's terrible. It's terrible. You're ready for Rhea and Damon to get their ones back. Like, I feel like it kind of needs to be more of a wonder on who you really want to root for in a story like this. But that's my opinion. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.